Right, well, anyway, here we are. We have to talk to Inigo. Because he's got problems with his brain that we need to get sorted out. So, you know what? I'm going to sit in the chair.
Good job getting those eggs, my friend. This Langley fellow may be a bit rude and gruff, but he's on our side.
I'm not so sure of that.
He gave me these. He found my father's journal. Can you believe it? He also gave me 2 books he's written about his search for me. They contain a lot of information about how important I am. They are very good books, but also sad. Apparently, I have my own prophecy. If you want to hear more about it, I'll tell you what I know. Langley says we are going to save the world. That is, of course, unless you think we have something better to do.
How does your head feel now?
It is still a little tender. Oh, that reminds me. You should ask Langley about the summon spell that has been causing my mind vibrations. He has a spare copy. Maybe he will let you give it a go. My mind is not keen on the idea, but I think a spell like that could be useful, my friend.
Okay, so your headaches and stuff are being caused by Langley trying to teleport you.
I will tell you what I know. Okay, the Inigo prophecy. Somewhere out there in the world, there is a very nasty being gathering its strength. If left unchecked, it will grow until its evil influence burns away all that is good in this world. It has appeared in Langley's dreams for many years, often as a gigantic figure striding through the land, leaving nothing but pain, anguish, and death in its wake. He calls it the Doomstrider. In the same dream, he sometimes sees a handsome blue Khajiit defeat the menace with his help. He calls this fellow the Champion. That is me, my friend. Much of Langley's prophecy is hazy, and he says that sometimes his dreams show more than one possible outcome. But now he and I have finally met. He believes we stand a good chance of preventing much suffering.
Okay, I want to know some details about the information Langley shared with you.
What details can I help you with?
What can you tell me about this Doomstrider?
Not much, I'm afraid. Langley is the man to ask about that. All I know is that I am destined to fight whatever or whoever it is. I hope you will be at my side when the time comes, my friend. Of course, I will do my best to keep this from interfering with my debt to you.
Okay, I'm with you all the way, Inigo.
It warms my heart to hear you say that, my friend. With your help, I know I can finally put some good back into this world.
Okay, so tell me about the books that Langley gave you.
They are called In Search of a Champion and Da Vinci's Journal. My father wrote the journal, and Langley wrote In Search of a Champion. Langley's books contain the story of his search for me, and a few tales about Fergus and I. The journal is my father's personal account of our upbringing. In my opinion, the books are informative and quite moving.
Okay, and what have you learnt about your past?
Like all Khajiit, my physical characteristics were probably determined by the moons at my birth. I seem to be the product of a very rare celestial alignment that only occurs briefly, every few hundred years or so. In the backward village where I was born, a blue child was seen as a bad moon omen. I would have been sacrificed if my birth mother had not smuggled Fergus and I away.
Was Fergus in danger too then?
We were not identical, but we were twins. Perhaps his life was forfeit by association. Whatever the case, I like to think that my birth mother could not bear the idea of separating us.
Okay, so if Fergus was your twin brother, why wasn't he blue?
I can only guess that there was enough time between our births for the moons to shift. Langley thinks the alignment that produced me may only last for a few moments. I am incredibly unique, my friend.
Okay, what can you tell me about the Doomstrider?
Not much, I'm afraid. I hope you will be at my side when the time comes, my friend.
Okay.
What would you like to know?
Tell me about Langley.
He is interesting.
How do his visions work?
Langley has dreams that often come true. He usually foresees the beginning, the middle, or the end of a future event, but never all three.
Oh, so not very helpful then.
So he may know that a man at the market will get into a fight, but he won't know why. Or he will see a dead man at the market, but not know how he died. To make matters worse, he sometimes sees 2 or more possible endings. Until we met, he couldn't be sure that we ever would. He is understandably relieved.
Okay, so now tell me about his search for you.
Ever since I appeared in his dreams, he has been looking for me. All he knew in the beginning was that the champion was Khajiit, avoided death at an early age, and had blue fur. He finally heard about a remote village among the shifting sands of elsewhere that ritualistically sacrifices any child born among their number whose fur is blue. He deduced that the champion was likely a blue child from this village that somehow escaped their fate. He set off in search of the village, but on the way he found Riverhold and heard about me. This was a few years after Fergus and I left to find our fortune though, so he began tracking us. Along the way he heard tales about my brother and I. He even collected mementos from our endeavors. You can see a few of them over there on those shelves by the chest. After finding Fergus, lying among the remains of our camp, he lost track of me. The years went by, and he grew weary. He eventually returned here, and employed a group of adventurers to continue the search for me, and to look for any signs of the Doomstrider. He also paid a conjuration mage to concoct a summon Inigo spell. My mind vibrations were the result of him trying unsuccessfully to use the spell. What would you like to know?
What happens next?
We wait for Langley to receive more information, either from his sources or his dreams. When he hears something new, he will let us know. He will use the summon spell to vibrate my mind again. My mind is not looking forward to it. Okay. Those items on the shelves Langley salvaged from my past bring back some good memories.
Okay. So we need to talk to Langley now, and all these things are mementos of Inigo's past. Right.
I must warn you, I'm recording this conversation for posterity.
I'm about to punch you in the posterior. Can I ask you something?
I don't know. Can you?
Can you tell me my future?
I'm afraid it doesn't work like that. Whenever I try to force a prediction, the results are usually extremely vague. My more accurate visions come to me in the form of dreams, though even then they show possibilities, not definite outcomes. No, not yet anyway. I occasionally get flashes of Mr. Dragonfly, but that probably doesn't mean very much. Over time, Inigo's fascination with the little fellow has obviously seeped into my dreams. I wouldn't feel too left out, though. If you have a place in all this, I'm sure you'll show up eventually.
Wow. I'd like to know more about this prophecy of yours.
The Inigo prophecy. Yes. What do you want to know?
Tell me about
I'm
the
horrified
Doomstrider.
by how little I actually know on the subject. I think it's a human, or at least I believe it walks in a human form. My dreams and visions are often metaphorical, so it's hard to discern exactly what it is, or the nature of the destruction it'll bring.
What does the Doomstrider look like in your dreams?
There are two dreams. In both, I see a towering, dead-minded, red-eyed monstrosity walking the world, leaving sorrow, death, and despair in its wake. The very gods are powerless to intervene. In one vision, I see them watch in horror as Nirn decays and rots.
And what happens in your other vision?
That one is a little better. It starts out in much the same way, but this time the champion is there to stop the Doomstrider. I see a baby blue Khajiit elude death before his first birthday. I see him grow into a great warrior. I see him and I talking in earnest, and I see the gods rejoice as he defeats the demon.
In your vision, how does Inigo defeat the Doomstrider?
That is unclear to me. Perhaps now Inigo and I are known to one another, my dreams will offer up a clearer picture. I'll be sure to keep him posted.
Your vision of the Doomstrider is metaphorical?
Yes, I hope so. I'm inclined to believe that the images I see are not literal. The destruction I witness could be my mind's way of translating any great catastrophe. Perhaps the Doomstrider is an evil man who gains great power. Perhaps it's not a man at all. Maybe it represents famine or disease, or even a wicked idea that infects every mind it touches. That said, considering Inigo is the champion, and his skill set revolves around killing, I think it is more likely that the Doomstrider has a corporeal form.
Okay, can I ask you something else?
I suppose.
Tell me about your paintings.
What can I tell you about them?
Are they images from your visions?
Yes, I discovered my love of art in the Imperial City. Now I mainly use my talents to depict what I see in my dreams. I paint them as soon as I wake up. I find that locking a dream in place in the form of a picture often lends further insight.
Where do you get your materials?
I make my own. I mix various ingredients with a little oil to create paint, and I've discovered a skeever's tail makes quite a decent brush. Unorthodox, but functional. The ability to improvise is useful when one is so far from civilization. I suppose.
Tell me about this place.
What do you want to know?
What's with the statue outside for a start?
I believe a group of Talos worshippers used to live here. I'm not sure where they went, but I fear they may have suffered an attack of some sort. When I first arrived, there were a few collapsed shacks and a destroyed stable too. This is the only building that was intact. I needed to re-thatch the roof and fix areas of the walkway, but other than that, it was in tip-top condition.
Okay, tell me about the items on the shelves by the table.
They are relics of Inigo's past. The skulls are all that is left of a coven of witches he and his brother destroyed. The club belonged to the first giant he killed, and the big helmet at the top was once the property of Browolf the Broad, a fearsome tyrant. That one was a near thing, but Inigo and Fergus dispatched him in the end. The stories behind each item are in the books I gave Inigo.
Right. And I'm guessing you live here alone?
Yes, I find that stupidity can be contagious. To maintain one's intellectual prowess, it is important to keep one's distance from society as a whole. Of course, this does not apply to Inigo.
Why do you
and
talk
since
so
he likes
fancy
you
like?
so much, I'll suffer your company for as long as he wants you around.
You was insulting me again then. I don't appreciate it.
I suppose. It's rubbish. Tosh. Hardly works at all. All it seems to do is give poor Inigo vague directions to the summoner, and a headache.
Maybe you're doing it wrong.
I followed the instructions dutifully. There's no reason it shouldn't work. No one knows Inigo better than I do.
Well, what's that got to do with anything?
The conjuration mage who created the spell told me that as long as I was Inigo's true friend, I should be able to get it to work. It's clearly broken. I'm the greatest ally Inigo has.
I think you're mistaken. I am Inigo's greatest ally.
How egocentric. You've just met him, relatively speaking. I've been tracking him most of my life.
Yes, but I've been with him. You've just been stalking him.
It won't work for anyone. Isn't that right, Inigo?
I think you should let her try it.
Exactly. What? Why?
Langley, I am sure we are great allies in the making, but my friend here and I have a more immediate bond.
What do you mean? Oh, I didn't realize you were an item.
Not that kind of bond. We have traveled together. We have enjoyed sharing our views on many subjects. We have fought bravely side by side. I have placed my life in her hands. What I'm trying to say is, we are friends. Go on, hand over a copy of the spell. I am the only one who will suffer if it goes wrong.
I see. I won't argue with you, even though it's a waste of time. I will do as you ask.
Thank you. What is the worst that can happen?
You don't want to know. If we're going to do this, we must be scientific. Inigo, you stay here, and your friend and I will go outside. Once we're on the path, I'll give you the spell, and you can try unsuccessfully to teleport Inigo to us. Stare vacantly if you understand.
Good luck, my friend. I will wait and brace myself.
I'm staring vacantly.
Okay, you can quit the vacant gazing routine now. Come on. We should head outside and get this over with.
Right.
Right, let's get started. Here is the
spell. Spell tome. Summon Inigo.
Inconceivable! Just you wait, I bet your hands explode when you cast it.
Magic. Conjuration. Summon Inigo. Boof!
How did you do that?
Whoa! It worked! I am outside!
I don't know what to say.
Let us test its range. Try to place me farther away. Do it again! That felt good!
Yeah, I could teleport you,
My
Inigo.
friend, that was wonderful! Did you see? One moment I was inside, casually not tasting Langley's cooking, then whoosh! I saw your face, and I was out here! It was amazing!
How does it feel?
It feels good. No mind vibrations at all. It is like a brief warm embrace, followed by a pleasant floaty sensation. There is something else.
What?
When you summoned me, I felt like I had a choice. That I could choose not to go if I didn't want to. This is a fantastic tool, my friend. I knew you could do it. You are outstanding.
Yeah, damn right I am.
Observation. The subject seems to be physically unaffected by the spell. He is, however, exhibiting poor character judgment.
You are a funny fellow, Langley. Poor character judgment, my tale. My friend here did a fantastic job getting the spell to work.
Note, the subject is clearly delusional.
The subject does not sound nearly as good as the champion. Did I offend you in some way? I hope not. Without you, we never would have gained such a wonderful spell. I hope you know we are grateful for all you have done.
It's not you, Inigo. It's her. The spell shouldn't work with just anyone. It was supposed to form a link between us. This idiot broke it.
I think that maybe the spell works because of the link my friend and I already share. You should not take it personally. We three are a team now. We need each other and should not be fighting amongst ourselves.
You and I are a team? All this moron can do is collect eggs. How useful is that going to be when we take on the Doomstrider?
That is only one of my friend's many talents. Trust me, you could not wish for a
He's
more
now called
worthy
me an
ally.
idiot. He's
We
called me a
shall see.
moron.
I hope you're
And he
right.
expects me
I'm
not
getting
to
cold.
take
I think I'll
umbrage
head
with this.
inside. Feel free to make yourself at home and stay as long as you like. When you leave, I'll be sure to contact you with my lesser version of the spell if I hear anything new.
Thank you, Langley. I am glad we finally met.
I am too. I can see you're every bit the champion this world needs. I'll see you soon. I'm sorry if I spoke out of turn earlier. I'm sure you don't mean to be annoying.
Being referred to as an idiot is annoying.
It was just an observation. There's no need to get upset. Look, I'm sorry I called you an idiot. Happy?
And are you going to apologise for calling me a moron too?
I'm going to have to be more polite. Who do you think you are? Just accept my apology and we'll leave it there, really.
Carjo, you have my permission to slit his throat.
I will admit no such thing. This is ridiculous. I'm sorry I'm not as perfect as you. I'm sorry I'm passionate. I'm sorry if that upsets you. Okay?
You're rude and petulant. You're the idiot, not me. And your beard is stupid.
Your brain is stupid. Why Inigo puts up with you, I'll never know. They say you can't reason with a fool. Well, I'm done trying. Don't talk to me again until you've calmed down. Goodbye.
Guess what? Food.
That was intense. I hope you are okay.
Sorry, Inigo, but he's been treating me like a fool since we met.
Do not take his words to heart, my friend. It is just his way. He will warm to you in time. I know it. Anyway, we solved the mystery of my vibrating brain, and you got a powerful new spell. A spell they do not teach at any college, I'll wager. I am still trying to digest everything Langley told me. There is a lot to sort through. For now, we get on with our lives until he contacts us again. I have a feeling we are at the beginning of a fantastic adventure, my friend.
Excellent. Right, so are you following me now?
If you do not mind, when we have a moment, I would like to discuss something with you. Remind me next time we are seated somewhere safe.
Okay.
Langley's house would be a bad idea, though. What I want to discuss concerns him.
Okay. Where would you like to talk?
Any peaceful area with a place for us both to sit will do. An inn or a home would be preferable, but as long as we are not in danger, I really do not mind where we talk. Good.
Okay.
It is not a pressing issue, just something I would like to hear your opinion on. I am thinking I am relieved we got to the bottom of my mind problem. Okay, let us get back to it.
Yes, let us indeed get back to it. So let us go down the mountain. And I probably ought to re-equip some of my better spells and powers. Still going to dual cast, and I'm still going to have Vampire Lord. Right, once we get back down, we shall call the horses And we shall ride back to Whiterun. Hopefully our dragon is still there.
Now you're
I will send you off in style.
You're dead.
Ismail, curse you! Let's see if you can fight me.
Old steel arrows.
Well, that was embarrassing. Brought to the ground by a couple of weak little bandits. I even had a plan, too. I was going to charge in and catch them off guard. Take all the thinking out of it. Only I tripped on the stairs on the way up. Story of my life.
That sounds rather embarrassing and pathetic. Then what
I
happened?
nearly fell over the edge before one of the bandits, of all people, pulled me back. Then the two of them started using my face as a target dummy. The sad thing is, if we fought in an empty room, I could slay a dozen of these jesters, as clean and easy as the snow and frost fall. But out here, sometimes I feel like I'm fighting underwater. Nothing ever seems to go right.
You need to pay attention to your surroundings.
That is good advice, but hard to take when there is so much of it. The surroundings. Can't keep track of it all and concentrate on my opponent. I'll be fine. If there's one thing I can handle, it's a beating. My sister Bertilde always said I was tougher than a mammoth and half as smart. She was a real slaughterfish, my sister. People who are willing to tell the truth when it's cold and hard and naked on a fork. They usually are. It's been a long time since I've seen her or my brother-in-law. Maybe it's time to stop adventuring and come back home.
Perhaps.
I just need a couple of hours to get my stamina back. I know it's hard to believe given what happened, but I am a strong fighter. Hell, people say I'm one of the most promising warriors to come from the Pale in a long time. Someday, I will prove them all right. If you want, we can talk at length later, but first I want to get back to Dawnstar. I'll be staying at my sister Bertilde's. And the name's Tickrid, by the way. Pleased to meet you.
Come on then. We'll drop her off at Dawnstar. Not that that's a really encouraging and promising prospect. Because I'm pretty sure the people of Dawnstar don't like me. Let's just check the map. Okay, we are going the right way. We can go down this path here.
What a coward. Didn't
Don't you
even
think
put up
so?
a fight.
Right. Again, like I said, we'll continue down the mountain. Lots of deer. Right, we've made it to Dawnstar. No, we haven't. The pub. Keep going straight and we'll get to Dawnstar. Is everybody following us? Don't know where the woman went. The one we're supposed to be escorting, she's not
Today
actually...
has been pretty interesting so far. Tomorrow has a lot to live up to.
Okay, so where have we got to go to do that? Return Helm of Windhold to Korea. We may as well do that, seeing as we went to all the trouble of picking it up in the last episode. We've made it to Dawnstar, everybody. Hey, the Kajisa here.
So, man, take a look.
I can sell you stuff. And now I can't sell you any more stuff because you've sold out of everything. How about I take a bunch of stuff? That gives you a bit of money. Which means now I can sell you stuff. You could nearly have afforded that. Do. There.
May your road lead you to warm sands. Do you believe all this talk of dragons? Can the Ancient Ones truly have returned?
I wish I
have,
could say that I
indeed.
did not, but in every part of
Right, I
Skyrim,
don't think
dragon sightings.
the person's coming. I don't think they actually followed us. That's not really a problem. What we can do now then is use our horse call to summon our horses. And we can go to Windhelm.
When the dragons attack cities and towns, they will lose everything.
Then and we will lose. If it
Kojo, you're naked.
How
Kojo.
may I serve you? What do you need? Good.
Right, where are we going then?
A few septims for my supper is all I ask.
You're not supposed to be in here. You're not supposed to be in here.
Well, step outside then. I'm gonna have to wait till morning. And unfortunately, the only way to do that safely, being a vampire, is to go inside. Where I
Come on
can.
in. We've got warm food,
I
warm
told
drinks,
you,
and
my
warm
friend.
beds.
I'm not going on another wild goat chase.
And I'm telling you, Torvald, this time I know exactly where it is. We'd be fools not to go after it.
Remember that? That's what you said the last time. And
The
the
one
time
where you
before.
reached into your coin purse. The one his eyes were
even if we
distracted,
found
you
the treasure,
butted his head.
at my age, I wouldn't
That'll
have
be
time
mother.
to spend it.
Oh,
Spend
right.
it. Since when is this?
In any case, I
We
just
aren't
realized
merchants,
that Captain
we're treasure
Bracewing
hunters.
is a spitting
forgotten
image of that thief.
No, I haven't. But you seem to have forgotten. I've had neck problems ever since we got ambushed by those ice wraiths. We barely made it out alive that time. How do you expect to survive this time round?
I've
Right.
already thought of that.
Let's wait till let's get to morning. And we'll see if we can't find good old Jarl Oodleflip.
We just bring more potions.
Jarl Flip the Fifth, who's now been dethroned, hasn't he? He's definitely in there. How do I get him out?
Ah, moon sugar.
You're not supposed to be in here. You're not You one of those Skyrim for the Nords types? And you're right. Don't let Ulfric or some of these other short-sighted Nords bother you. Most of us are happy. Help the Dark Elf. I guess I'm trying, but the Great War. Did we really save the Empire? Whenever a group of there's a group of cutthroats out there right now that Ulfric doesn't lift a finger to bring to justice. That's a break. You deal with them. I'll make sure you get paid. Maybe this old soldier will throw in some lessons. I've got no patience for fools. Keep walking.
I have the Helm of Winterhold.
Can you believe that this hold used to contend for the throne of the High King? Now perhaps others will listen. Here, your reward is promised. You have Winterhold's thanks.
But you're not the
Anytime,
Jarl of
friend.
Winterhold anymore,
Leave me
so
alone.
unfortunately, doing that quest isn't going to actually earn me any favours in Winterhold because he's not in charge anymore, is he? Right. I think now is the time then to go and head to Whiterun. And go and re-encounter our dragony friend.
How may I serve you?
Mount up, everybody, because we're off back to Whiterun. Kajo?
If anyone sneaks up on us, I'll smell them coming. Or?
Right, I think you've got problems because you're not wearing your armor. You seem to have as many brainworms as
Was there anything else?
Good. Yes, my friend. Back to business.
Come on then.
I am here for you. If you need anything else, just ask.
I'm not quite sure what's up with Kajo. Kajo's having issues of the brainworm kind. Hope someone's not using a summoning spell on Kajo, because that would be bad. Bad enough one of my followers is having his mind twisted by the actions of another. Right, open Whiterun.